In my quest to leave a mark on the culture and make hip hop proud, I'd like to welcome you all to another episode of The Essence. I am your host, KB Tyndall. This episode of The Essence is presented by Tent TV. Today, I have a Bronx MC that has defied all of the odds and obstacles that he's ever faced. He is the definitive definition of someone that has stood 10 toes down in the pursuit of his dream. He is a family man, business owner, an actor, and an artist. He has been featured on Sway in the Morning, MTV, BET Jams, Revolt, VH1, World Star, Shade 45, This Is 50, Music Choice, and iHeart Radio, just to name a few of the major platforms. He has also acted in Ben Stiller's 2018 Showtime drama series, Escape at Dannemora. In the past 8 years, he has racked up an incredibly impressive music resume, releasing over 7 full-length projects and over 30 singles, working with artists like Maino, Uncle Murda, Sheek Louch, and tons of other artists. If you search for the guy on YouTube, you'll find that he has over 65 music videos that he's done since his release from prison. His Gotham City Boys music crew currently has 3 albums in the stash, ready to go, and consists of a plethora of artists and creators, and is a nationwide movement. His latest solo project, Vision of a Prospect, is probably some of his best work to date. He will soon be on tour again in the US and overseas with the legendary Queens hip-hop group Onyx for their 30th anniversary tour for their album Back the Fuck Up. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause and a welcome to The Essence, to what I call one of the hardest working men in hip-hop, the one and only Mr. Born a True Spitter, better known as Ricky Bats. What's good, King?
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on the show, man, on The Essence. If I don't represent The Essence, man, I don't know who does, man.
That's a fucking fact. No doubt, man. Just going through the research that I did and just looking at all the shit that you've done, bro, in the past 8 years, man, is incredible, man. Like, you know, that amount of work ethic requires a dedication that's not often seen, man. And I want to commend you on that first and foremost, bro.
Thank you, man. You know? Appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we know you was, you know, born and raised in New York. Tell me exactly what part of New York you're from and about your neighborhood growing up and how it influenced you at an early age.
I mean, I'm born and raised, you know, in the South Bronx, New York. And I think just, you know, growing up in those times, it was like, you know, it was poverty stricken, crime infested, and, you know, broken home type of thing. So it was like, you know, what I saw is what I knew was my norm. So, you know, as I've grown up throughout those years and those rough times, you know, I kind of had a household that held me down for the best of his ability, you know what I'm saying? Like, but, you know, the streets was just too much.
Right.
It was overwhelming. Right. And it was just a big influence. The streets was a big influence.
Yeah.
You know?
What age were you when you first got incarcerated?
First got incarcerated, I think I was like 13. I went to Spofford.
Okay, so you did a juvenile joint at Spofford. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I went to Spofford when I was like, I think it was for like a stolen car or some shit like that. I had like 2 stolen cars. I had 2 drug sales, I think, and I had a shooting or something like that.
Okay.
It was like I was like 12. I was like 13. I was in Spofford at that time. I was facing those charges, those, you know. So
you jumped off the porch mad early then.
Yeah. I was in the streets, man. Like I would think I was 13, man. I want to say 12, but 12 I think 12 I was running around smoking weed with my cousins and doing little mischief stuff. Okay. But like 13, 14 is when I really started getting into the drugs, selling drugs and doing shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
okay. All right. And then when did you finally go to adult prison? Like when did you start your first bid as an adult?
I started my bid as an adult in Massachusetts, man. I went upstate.
Okay.
I went upstate for 7 to 9 years. They sent me up for 7 to 9 years. And then I came home for like 6 months and went back up for 12 more years.
Ugh.
I was home for 6 months on parole.
Okay. All right.
And then I caught a new case and they sent me back up even more, gave me more time.
Right. So was that a situation where you came home, you were home for 6 months and you just couldn't leave the streets alone, and it kind of like sucked you back in?
It was more, I think for me, it was more like, I came home, I seen like people around me that was getting money.
Mm-hmm.
I just try to get speed up. I was playing catch up.
Yeah, catch up, right.
And I seen, and then that's what happened. Once I started playing catch up, I tripped. You know what I'm saying? And then, a lot of shit happened. So
okay.
We went back up.
Got you. When did you decide upon, well, not even upon your release, but while you were incarcerated, I would assume, that you were going to pursue this dream of being a hip hop artist, which is probably the hardest thing to do next to becoming probably a successful actor as far as entertainment is concerned. When did you come to that decision that you were really going to come out and chase this dream?
I mean, when I had 2 times to think about it. The first time I was young, I was wilding. I was sent up. I wasn't really focusing on education, or I was just fucking around playing sports and doing little ciphers and doing wild shit when I was young. So, and then when I came home, and then I seen everybody was working and shining. We started doing the music. My brother had Banga Entertainment, and he started doing that. He started getting everything, the ball rolling when I was locked up. Because even when I was a young kid, we used to rap. We used to do all that shit in the hallways. We used to do the boombox. We used to have the boombox with the broken cassette cover.
Yeah.
So we put it in there. We used the matchbook cardboard to put it in there to keep the tape in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we used to be there rapping and all of that. You know what I mean? Like, I was rapping when I was 13. So it was like, I always been there, and I always felt like I was gonna be a rapper, because that was all around me in the South Bronx.
Okay.
But like I said, I was so caught up into the streets that it led me to a different route. But we did he had Banga Entertainment, so we was doing the Banga Entertainment thing. And in the process of that, I got caught up in investigation.
Okay.
And they got caught up in investigation. They took everybody down.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So because of my investigation, it just other people that ain't had nothing to do with shit. You know what I mean? Got caught up in, you know what I mean? It took our crew down.
Okay.
Early, you know what I'm saying? Before all this shit was happening to the rappers and all that shit now. Like, this happened to us a long time ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I didn't have no name in the industry, none of that shit. I was young. I didn't have no name in the industry. I was more into the streets.
Right.
So when I got into the industry was in 2014 when I came home. And you know what I mean? And it was just like, I was just honing my craft through the bids, you know what I'm saying? And then I was ready. I had stacks of rhymes. So when I came home, I was locked and loaded. And like I said, people already knew me from the streets. So when I came, and it was like a crowd of people, like, I would go somewhere, everybody knew me, yo, what's up, boom, boom, boom. It was like Ricky Bats, yo, boom. And they knew I rap. So I just formed Gotham City Boys.
Right.
I went off the name Ricky Bats, and Bats is actually acronym for Born a True Spitter.
True Spitter, right.
I mean, it didn't really have nothing to do with bats, but in a way, the first logo was like a bat. It was like a microphone with bat wings.
Okay.
Actually, I got hold on. I'm gonna show y'all the first logo. Hold on.
All right.
Where's it at? Hold on. Oh, there you go. This is the actual one too, man. It's the actual one that was caught, that was in jail when I was locked up.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, that shit is dope too. That
You know what I'm
shit
saying?
crazy.
It's the actual one, like.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then it turned out to be this. So, RB on a true spitter. So then I put the Gotham City Boys together, and then, you know, the rest is history. It's like you still building. I put a lot of work in, and you know, the Gotham City Boys changed throughout the years.
Right, right.
So, but anyway, so back to, you know, we got locked back up. We had this Banger Entertainment. We got caught up, sent up. And then when I came home from that bid, for that 9 or 12, it was more like, you know what, one more time, 3 strikes, you out.
Yeah.
I don't just got regular, you know, just like drugs. I got guns, I got shootings, I got, you know, I got, you know, some hideous crimes on my, you know. But it's not like crazy, like kidnapping or crazy shit like that, but
right.
It's just some street shit. It's just
I
made it out of that. I made it out of that. So now it's like, now here I am now, just trying to, like, you know, keep it pushing, build a brand,
no doubt,
and show the people that, you know, you could go through that and still come out on top. You just gotta go through the bumps and bruises through the way. You know what I mean? You just gotta understand to how to adjust to certain things. And when you got a plan and a goal, you gotta stick to it.
Absolutely.
It's easy to deter. It's easy to get derailed from your path and your goals.
Yeah.
When it don't go right.
Absolutely. I mean, I always call people like us the chosen few, right? Because like we made it out of certain situations that a lot of people didn't make it out of. You know what I mean? For me, growing up in New York, I was raised in Castle Hill till I was like 11, 12. And then from there, we went out to Hollis, Queens. And just growing up in New York in the middle of the crack epidemic in the 80s was a fight all by itself.
Hell yeah.
What I mean? And to be able to survive that and then survive what you survived, that's just a testament to having a strong will. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't go through that kind of shit and come out on the other side. You know what I mean? You know, what was your earliest memory of hip hop? Like you said, you were rhyming at 12 or 13, but like, what was like the first song that you remember? Or the first
I remember Slick Rick the most. Like, Slick Rick is what I remember the most, is because of the name.
Okay.
Now, I mean, it was mostly like, that's when I really started listening. It was like Slick Rick and the Children's Story.
Right.
Okay. Then you had what was it? Was Greg Nice, Greg NICE, so we. That's when I really started listening to music. I was skipping school and all of that. I was skipping class.
Right.
To go to these house parties and shit. You know, these little hookie parties they used to call back in the days.
Parties, yeah, no doubt.
Hookie parties. Used to go to the hookie parties and shit.
Yeah.
And, and then that's, I remember that my uncle Douglas Boy, they used to call him. He used to be in the crib playing these hip hop music, KRS-One, because I used to live with my grandmother, and that's my grandmother's son. He was the youngest one, her youngest child, closest to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So my mom's brother. And he used to be in the back room playing his music, and you know, he was down, he was hit.
Yeah.
You know, and then he got killed. Okay. But that was when I remember that's when I first started listening. It was like KRS-One, and then like Slick Rick is when I really put me on, and then it was like, like
89, Slick Rick 89, no doubt. Yeah. Sure. So all right, no doubt. Now I know as a kid you went through some tumultuous times, bro. You know, we spoke off camera, you know, and you talked about there being, you know, alcoholism and addiction in your family. And on your latest project, Visions of a Prospect, you talk about all of this on a track called Like Father, Like Son with Dice Payne.
Right.
One, tell me how therapeutic it was for you to do that song.
I mean, it's you know, it's first of all, it was more like, I'm gonna be creative with it. I want to be creative with this record because I just don't want it to be a regular record.
Mhm.
That's how I started with it. And then as I started continuing to write, you know, it just started coming out. It wasn't like I didn't really have no thoughts or anything like, you know, I'm just gonna write it because I'm stressed out, or no, I said, you know what, I'm gonna make a record that, you know, is just like father like son. Nobody ever did that before. Right. So as I started writing, but I wrote that record in jail. I put the beat on that after. Dice put the voice after. I wrote that record when I was like 2000, I want to say 9,
Wow.
2010, I wrote that song.
Okay.
I released it 2002.
Okay.
So it was almost 10 years since I wrote it. Over 10 years, actually. So, so, you know what I mean? So
it's still a powerful fucking song too, though.
Yeah, because it's real. It's real. You know what I mean? It's real. And I think that when I wrote it, it just, you know, when I listen to it now, not when I wrote it, you know, I had little feelings about it because it was mostly because I was banging on a locker writing that shit. I was like, you know, I used to do my beats like that on a locker with a pen, boom, boom. And that's how I did that.
Right.
That's how I did a lot of my records on my block, Slash. Those shits was old from the jail. And then I heard the beats for them and that's what I did. And then that was like the new shit that I write to is, you know, I don't even write no more like that. So
right. Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, that's how that turned out, man. It's not, it was more, I get more emotion when I hear it.
Right.
Now when it playback.
The second part of that question is how did that help you, or how did you start the rebuilding process with your own son over that? And then most importantly, what was your healing process like to forgive the people that put you through that kind of shit?
I think I'm still building that with my son.
Okay.
I'm still building that with my son. You know what I mean? Because he just can't come back after all those years and expect for it to be just like it worked.
Right.
You know, it's roller coasters. There's roller coasters with that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like, as much as I'm stubborn, he's stubborn. It's like, and it's like, as much as you try, you gotta let it come natural. You can't force it. And it's hard to let's force something that doesn't feel natural.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, even though, you know, dad been away, I've been away since he was 2, came home really when he was at 9, then I went back 6 months later, then came home when he was 19.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that bond wasn't really there.
Right.
You know, and like even now with my new son, with my son Justice, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like, you know, I'm there for him now. So it could be some jealousy. It could be some, you know what I mean? It could be, that's like that with anybody, you know. It could be like that with anybody that feels like they're not getting enough attention, you know, that they feel like they deserve the attention because of the time that's lost.
Right.
You know, and for me coming home from after all those years, I'm still learning to adjust with being home. Only been home 8 years.
Right.
You know, going on 9 years, 8.5 years around there, but I'm still learning to adjust with things that are thrown at me. And it's, you know, it's different because it's like, I'm not used to that shit. And then I built the whole movement. You know what I'm saying? When you build the whole movement, you have to worry about whatever's over here and try to keep that going. And then you got family, then you got past things, then you just got your self-awareness, your health.
Right.
You know what I mean? What you eating. So it's all of this juggling everything, man. It's like, you know, trying to be a better man with and trying to, you know, spread the love evenly, where sometimes when you spreading that love evenly, you know, you tend to forget people or you forget yourself.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's a lot to juggle. Yeah, it's a lot to juggle. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, so
what was the process like? Like, I know you talked about your dad and you said that you love him. Like, what was that process like for you to forgive him or those other family members that put you through those things? Or are you still dealing with that and learning how to forgive and healing through that?
No, it's not really no family. It's it's more of, you know, it was at the time, it was life, man. It was like you said, the crack era was fucked up. You know, at that time in the South Bronx, it was rough. It was different because there was friends of mine that their parents was just having supermarket carts, like the grocery carts with cans, picking up cans, and with my friends walking beside their parents. Like this is the same friend I was in school with earlier.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And him and his brother walking beside his parents down the street like that, like picking up cans and stuff. That shit was crazy back then. Like, you know what I mean? You know, my mom's was caught up in that wave and that, you know, in the drug wave and all of that. So it was, you know, seeing shit like that, it was like, you know, it was like, damn, like it seemed like it was the norm. You know what I mean? It seemed like it was the norm because I didn't see really no people around us that was really like the normal family. You probably had like one or two family members, you know what I mean? Some families in the neighborhood that was probably like mother and father, kids, you know what I'm saying? And same another house, mother and father, usually like a single mother or older people that live there, or you know what I mean? So a sister of somebody that has their brother living in there, or fucking, you know what I mean? So it's that type of shit. It was all spread around.
Okay.
Grandparents, but you know, it was the Bronx for you.
Yeah, no doubt. Tell me why you chose the title "Visions of a Prospect" for this album.
I think because my mom, one day my mother was walking down. It started with the picture, the cover. Okay. The cover was my mother was walking my son in a laundry cart. Like son was in a laundry cart. She pushing him down Prospect Avenue in the Bronx. Okay. And around that time, I had a single out, My Crew Hungry with Uncle Murda. Right. And I get stickers. I posted stickers, probably like 13 by 19 stickers. I post them on all the poles. Everywhere. They go everywhere. So my son sees the sticker and was like, Daddy. And my mom took that picture. Okay. So that's dope. Took the picture and I named it Visions of a Prospect because it's on Prospect Avenue. And it looks like he's looking at his future and he's a prospect of his future. Ah, nice. You know what I'm saying? Visions of a Prospect. It's like if you see the album covers, is my son looking up at, it could be his future as me up there. He's looking up at his dad. Right. And the picture kind of looks, I'm looking at it right there, right now on the wall. That's fly, yo. Let's show it to the people real quick. To the people. We're gonna show that to the people. But this is what I'm saying right here, right? Yeah, that's a dope concept. Definitely. Yeah. See what I'm saying? So, you know, and I named it Visions of a Prospect, man. So, and then I try to keep the records on that type of level. I try to keep the records on that type of level, like not street shit. You know, I try to keep it heartfelt. Ricky B.A.T.S music is different than a Gotham City record. Right. Okay. Got you. You know what I mean? What's your favorite couple of joints off the album? Like, and who's featured on the project with you? It switches and project and production wise. It switches, man. I mean, they all personal. I put all those records on it because they're personal. It's all equal, really. Okay. It's like, because they all tell a story, a chapter in my life. Right. Like in the beginning, like Confused. It's about, you know, selling drugs and doing music. Torn between two. That's a big phase, a big chapter. Right. And the next song is about getting caught in a raid. You know, I Got You Baby is a true story. About, you know, me and wifey, we got caught up in a raid. They locked us up. That was the second time I got caught up. Right. The third song on that is basically like a post of all of that, like the future of everything. Like this is now. You know what I'm saying? And then so it was personal because it was like the shit that we was going through. Then it just, you know, it says it's on a record. You know, and it just, each record means something. It's like, that's why it tells like a story, because none of them sounds the same.
Right.
I got like Dice Payne on there. I got King Butler, producers from Robin Dre, they from Texas. I got Paulie Cicero. Yeah, I got some producers on there, man. I got Hashies. I got the Berry Boys. They from Roxbury. Yeah, man. I got 84 Music.
Yeah, it's a dope concept project.
Infamous Amadeus. Yeah,
I got Infamous. Yeah, absolutely. You know, you don't really see concept projects like that a lot anymore. You know what I mean? Where you can go through it and it's a whole, like all the stories kind of align on each track. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of explains the title of the album, man. So that's a dope concept to even come up with that and put that out like that. Definitely.
Right, man. Even the skits.
Yeah, even in the beginning, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Del Tuco's in the beginning. That's funny.
Tuco, yeah, no doubt. Yeah. A lot of people don't even do skits anymore, and that's a lost art form. You know what I mean?
Gotta do the skits, man. The skits make it an album, I think, man. Skits make it an album, man. It makes it a complete project where you could just put it in and listen to it straight through. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's how I like it. That's what you're gonna hear from me.
Right.
Even in my Gotham City Boys, that's all you're gonna hear from me. You're gonna hear skits. You're gonna hear some shit like interludes. You're gonna hear shit like that. That's what I'm giving.
Yeah. That's a and like I said, you don't hear that a lot in hip hop anymore. But that's a different level of creativity as opposed to just making the record. You know what I mean? Right. It adds a lot more to the whole project. You know what I mean?
Right.
That shit is dope. Definitely.
Yeah.
You expressed in some conversations, off camera at one point that, you contemplated suicide. First of all, let me say, I'm glad that you didn't go that route, bro.
Yeah. But I think,
secondly, like what did you do to strengthen your mental health to get you out of that kind of depression and that kind of mind state?
I think, when I look at my family, man, because when I was young, you know what I'm saying? It was like going through all that time. When I was young, I got shot. They shot my car up a bunch of times. I got shot in my back. Fucking, before I was even 16, they try to kill me like 3 or 4 times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was in that type of mess. You know what I'm saying? In and out of shit. So, you know what I mean? It was just more like I was always into shit. So, it was almost like being, getting locked up saved me. Being locked up saved my life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then just brought it, and I just took that drive, the street drive that I had, that the attention span for that to focus it on this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how everything turned out to be, man.
No doubt. When you did Escape at Dannemora, Ben Stiller's Showtime series, which was a powerful series about a true story about 2 guys that escaped from Clinton Correctional Facility, for those that don't know.
Now, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off. Because I was still.
Oh, okay.
Like, even with the suicide, we was going back to that.
Okay.
It was more like it was just because when you in a situation like that, I think every person has, not every person, but majority may have thought of like, damn, should I kill myself and get rid of all this shit? Me, I can't do it. I'm a scary motherfucker. I'm coming to that shit. I'm not gonna be like that. I should gonna be hurting. How about I don't do it? I should go hurt. And I'm like, yo, man, fuck that shit. I'd rather go through this pain than to go through that shit, right?
And you got to see that shit coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, fuck that shit. Hell no, nigga. I never like cut myself or get all crazy shit. It was just more thoughts like, damn,
thoughts. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and it's like serious. It's just, so thoughts, if you keep having thoughts, they could build, and shit happens, man. Like, and I look back at my son, I look back at my family to think about how blessed I am to keep me focused on the path that I chose to take.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you, like I said, you could get deterred, you could get, you could get sidetracked from other things that's going on.
Yeah.
And if shit is not working right, you know what I mean? So it's like all this work you put in, all this work you put in, all this work you put in, and it's not the results that you expect. It could be discouraging. There's plenty of times I was discouraged, bro. Like, I put money on a record, and that shit don't even do what I thought. It's like, damn, B, like, the fuck, man? Like, why I'm even doing this shit for, yo? Like, but at the end of the day, you just gotta keep going. You gotta keep building, keep building. That's how I say. You gotta keep building, keep building, keep building. You building a resume.
Yeah.
You building something that takes time to manifest.
Right.
Certain people get lucky.
Yeah.
Certain people get lucky.
Yeah.
And it happens, but then what happens after that? They get lucky and what? They can't even make an album.
Nope.
They can't even show that that they could continue on with that same type of pressure or that same type of that the music they make. They can't.
One or two singles and that's it.
So now if you go back into my shit, you're gonna hear a lot of that same shit. When they be like, yo, I got one. No, I got 100 of ones. Got 100 of those. Like I got a lot of those. Like I don't get the shine that I feel like I deserve, but it's okay because the wheels is turning. Right. And I think that once I continue to apply the pressure that I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, to keep, leading by example and showing, you can do it on your own, or you could do it with your team. You know what I'm saying? And it can happen, bro. It's like it's a new age, it's a new world. So you could reach out there with the internet. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's I think it's different now, man.
Yeah, it is. You don't need to rely on that label. You could do all that shit, your marketing, your promotion, you could do all that shit on your own and build your own fan base.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Build your own fan base, man. It's the content you put out. You got to put good content, man. It's not all about shoot them up, bang, bang. Okay, yeah, sometimes there's a market for that, but that market is deteriorating because there's too much violence and too much shit that's going on out there that the world don't want to see no more or don't want to hear. That's why they using they focus on drill rap. Drill rap is all that. But even if you listen to our shit, we say practically the same shit, but in a different format,
a different way. Yeah,
a different way. Yeah, we say it much clever. It's more the clever flows and and not too erratic. It's a lot of erraticness with those with like drill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's music, man. Whatever people like and whatever genre, that's just music. So, it's whatever you want to hear. But I feel like if you go back and listen to my shit, you're gonna hear like classic sounding music, classic hip hop, Biggie, classic Nas type of vibe, classic Mob. You know what I mean? And I think you're gonna get that from me because I'm trying to continue on with that essence, the essence of it.
Got you.
Right, look at the plug. Bam.
No doubt, pun intended, no doubt.
Pun intended.
All right. So when you did Escape at Dannemora, Ben Stiller's Showtime series,
right?
Like I said, it was about two guys that escaped from Clinton Correctional Facility. How was it going back into that kind of scenario, like the prison yards, even though you were on the acting side now and you weren't on the inmate side, and you were pursuing a dream? So how did that feel to you?
I was actually in awe. I was like, oh shit, like Clinton Max, like I'm in Clinton. I've never been there before, but I was like, I'm in Clinton Max.
Right.
Oh shit, we in the yard. We got to go through the security. We doing all of this shit, and then it's like, and then he got inmates yelling from their cell, like because they shut down and took their yard time to shoot that movie.
Oh yeah, okay.
They shut their yard time down, so we out there emulating them.
Yeah.
And and it was like, wow, like they got, it was just different. It was like, and then when we went to Pittsburgh, they had a prison out there that shut down in Pittsburgh. and they was using that to film, and we was there fucking like, what was it, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I think. And as we was there, we filming every day. We get up at 6 in the morning, leave at 4, 6 in the morning. Shit was like a fucking bid.
Yeah. Wow.
So it was like, I was probably like a weekend and I started getting anxiety. Like I started getting anxiety and shit, like, yo, I can't be here. I gotta go. You know what I mean? Like, cause now it's like starting to feel like a bid. And then you got and the thing is, you have the movie directors, like the ADs, the assistant directors and all that, the way they be talking to certain people, it was giving me flashback, because they talk to people because they think, oh, you blessed to be here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Lucky you're here type of shit. Like they like, yeah, you want to go, you could go type shit. So they talk to you like, you know, I said stand there, or they never did that to me, but it was just like the way they would do that to certain people, and we was dressed up in the uniforms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, I call flashbacks, like they was
COs. Yeah, it's like a flashback.
Like they were the COs and shit like that. We'd be in a cell. We in a cell and shit. And it's just like waiting for scenes to get out the cell. You know what I mean? It was just different, man. It was, you know, but then, you know, I snapped out of it and I worked through it. You know, I got my scenes, I got my good shots. And I've just been focused ever since. Shout out to Eric Jensen. You know what I mean? I got on there because of Eric Jensen. You know, he had the plug, he had the line, so he was a consultant. So he's doing another movie too. He's doing another movie now. He's directing though. Looks Can Kill. I'm playing a detective.
Okay.
Playing a homicide detective.
Playing a cop, huh, Bats? That's what's up. That's what's up. Talk about elevation, right?
Right.
No doubt.
Playing the popo. I'm a good one too. Think of Mike Larry. Think of Mike Larry.
You do a ton of work and business with Infamous Amadeus, and I Get at him and his brands. Tell me how that relationship was formed, the mutual respect that you guys have for each other, and what's in the pipeline as far as more work together is concerned for you guys.
I mean, you know, first and foremost, shout out to Imp. That's my brother, man. You know, since day one, we've been rocking. Celise connect us. Celise is, you know, shout out to Celise, a Bronx rapper. We got a joint we did back in the days. It's called Hold On off the Onyx beat, the Last Days beat with Dice Peso on the hook. Right. And Hell Rel was me, Hell Rel, Celise, Dice Peso. And M shot the video. We shot the video in Yonkers, I think. Okay. At like an abandoned warehouse or some shit. And ever since that day, he shot videos for me. Like, I think he got like probably like 17, 18 videos he shot. You know what I mean? Easily, probably even more. Right. And that's, you know, and then we started messing with each other. You know, he started coming up to my studio out here. He comes to my crib. He stay over my crib. Right, you know what I mean? We do a lot of work. Like, you know, he's done a great job on his brand alone. You know what I'm saying? And it's like Sway in the morning. He's a big reason why I got on Sway. Right. Okay. Him and Lord Sear. Shout out to Lord Sear. You know what I'm saying? Those are like, those are big pieces of, you know, that played a part in my career as well. Right. And it's like, you know, I was always taught to, you know, when you meet someone, hold on to their handshake. If someone valuable enough, you know what I mean? You hold on to their handshake. You look like, how you doing? My name is such and such. Oh yeah, how you doing? Boom. And that's it. But mentally and like, you know, you got to hold on to their handshake, meaning stay in contact with them. That's how you build a rapport. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then it just the doors just revolved. You know what I mean? Like, he'll have something, I'll have something coming on here. I do it. You know what I mean? So it just started becoming one hand wash the other, and both, you know, made things happen. Okay. for each other's brand, you know, and he elevated on his own side, and I elevated on my side. We come together and we make shit work. You know what I mean? He got the army, we the army together.
Yeah.
We got them city together. So, you know, that's how I like to be, man. I like to be unified like that, because there's a lot of people out there, a lot of niggas that got their own cliques. They be clicked up with other people. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I ain't with all the click shit. Like, I don't, you know, if niggas don't fuck with us, then I'm not just gonna, you know, just try to go to be around niggas for niggas to fuck with us.
Right.
We have to be genuine. If niggas fuck with us, then, you know, we you know, it's shit like that.
Yeah.
So I figure that, you know, it's like we put our own, you know, our own squad together. We got enough niggas on our own. Put it that way. We got enough niggas on our own that we can make shit happen. So it's like, you know, and I show love to everybody, man. Like, you know, niggas is working, especially the New York artists, man. Just keep working and making New York look good, man. But just make sure you mention me on the top 5, top 10 artists from the Bronx.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers be leaving me out.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers be leaving me out like I ain't did more work than all of them.
Yeah, you did a lot of fucking work, bro.
Let's keep that 1,000.
That's
We could test that by Google.
That's a fact. Google. That's a fact. It's gonna pop up for real.
Hey, Google your name, Google my name.
Yeah. See him get more hits. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because motherfuckers be looking at numbers and shit like that, and they thinking numbers.
You know, nowadays numbers lie. Numbers
lie now. You know what I'm saying? Numbers lie because motherfuckers is amping their numbers and shit. My numbers, you know, I never was really into numbers until Inf was like, yo, you better get on your numbers. You better fuck those numbers. I don't give a fuck about it. Like I put a record out. You like it, you fuck with it, you don't. I don't, you know. But then now I started, okay, you gotta get your bread by these numbers and you gotta do this. This is how you know what I mean? Now learning how to get money from the industry now. You gotta do this number shit, this in monetizing and stuff like that. So you know, and he, you know, it's just he put me on to like, yo, focus on your numbers, but I still don't care about fucking numbers. Because at the end of the day, I still feel like I make hot music. My shit speak for itself. You know what I mean? Niggas, you know, I got my own fan base. Like I stay with my own fan base and it's grown. We went overseas, you know, and we got a whole bunch of shit going on, man. Like I don't try to focus on what everybody else is doing and if they fuck with us like that. You know what I mean? Like,
you know the ones that fuck with you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like Fredro say, man, go with it. Go where they show you love.
Where they show you love.
Like, yo, go where they show you love.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep. You don't want to be in a room where you ain't loved. You know what I'm saying?
Respect it.
Yeah, and respect it. For real, definitely. Tell me about your relationship and business with Ching Bing. For those who don't know, digital creator for Drink Champs and Smoke Champs and his Ching Lotto Farms brand.
Ching Bing.
Tell me about that.
Fucking brother, man. That's my brother, man. He's amazing. He's an amazing person, man. He got an amazing soul. You know what I mean? He's happy, goal-spirited. You know, like he's a go-getter. You know what I mean? And it's just we vibe, man. We just vibe. And it's my brother, man. And I think that he's doing a great thing out there. He's building his brand.
Right.
He is, and he's helping other people build their brand. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a great thing. It's like he's paying it forward, you know, and that's what stand-up motherfuckers do.
That's a fact.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm the same way. So that's why I made him click, man. It's my bro.
There's enough out there for everybody. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, shout out to Ching Bing too, because he got the Revolt contract. He signed that deal with them. You know what I mean? And it's up. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is, man.
Deserve it. You know what I mean?
That's Wave. Yeah. That's Wave. Ching Lotto Farms, man.
No doubt. Definitely. They say being a hip hop artist is probably one of the most dangerous jobs on the planet.
I agree.
We keep losing a lot of our young kings to senseless violence, most recently Takeoff and P&B Rock. From your life experiences, right, on navigating through the streets of New York, surviving the prison system, what would you tell these younger artists, and not just the artists, but the younger kids in general, about how to move in life and how to move in this industry to stay safe?
I think if this is the big thing, if you got to bring your gun, you're not supposed to be there. That's it. You got to bring your gun. You're not supposed to be there. And if that's it, man. I think that's it. There's nothing more that I could say, because there's a lot more you could say. But I think if you got to bring your gun, you shouldn't be there. It rounds everything up, because it's like, and what you put out there in the world, you know, is that shit comes back. Right. Just be careful what you put out there in the world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because that energy definitely gonna come back and hit you in the face. Always does. It always does.
You know what I mean? So you just stay focused, man, and stay focused on what your craft is. Stay focused on what your agenda is.
Right.
You know, I get a lot of this. You know, I'm always like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm focused on my music. I'm in the studio for fucking 17, 18 hours, 72 hours.
Yeah, most recently you just did what y'all do, like 14 tracks in a day.
Yeah, we did 14 tracks.
Yeah.
And we just put it down, man. We record, next joint, then I go back into it, because I do the mix and mastering on it too. I record them, and I do the mix and mastering, and I record myself. Yep.
That's work. Yeah.
Yep. So, and I put it up, upload it, I put everything up. You know what I mean? Like, that's me.
You part of the process from beginning to end.
From the essence.
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely.
So you know, that's it, man.
Along your career, man, from you know, from the time you came home and the time you started work, I believe I might have been one of your first interviews too, at Quad Studios, right? I believe.
Yeah, I think you were my. It was like one or two. You was like one or two. You were like probably the second one, but the first one was like I think it might have been like a Hood Hustle interview thing. Yeah, like yeah. KTV, right?
Yeah, I remember that. I was rocking with Hip Hop Vibe at the time. Yeah.
Hip Hop Vibe, yeah, Hip Hop Vibe. Yep, it was Hip Hop Vibe. Yep, hell yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That's crazy.
Came up with,
I came up there with Rel Dawn. I was with.
Dawn.
Yeah.
Dawn.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Time flies like a motherfucker, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know what song I was recording back then.
I don't even know either.
I remember I had a black white beater on.
Yup, you definitely did.
I got one on right now under this motherfucker.
Definitely.
And a do-rag
on. I know you've made a lot. So tell me, so that other people understand what the grind is like, about the sacrifices that you've made and the things that you've had to go without because you invested in being an artist.
It's a lot of things, man. It's, you know, you can't get the big change, you can't get the cars, you can't get certain family members gifts. You can't do certain Christmases because you spend money on your industry shit. You know what I mean? It's just building money to build your career, and people think that you got it more than you do. You know what I'm saying? And that's how, in another case, that's how relationships get on, because they think you got money. It's more money than you do have, because you're investing in your own business and your own career, and you're not buying cars and jewelry and all the shit that they're buying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cars and all the extra shit that they're buying, and now they don't got no money, or whatever the case that they're buying, they spending their money on. This is where I spend my money on. I build a studio. I build, you know, I need to shoot videos. I need to do props. I need to, you know, for a studio. Before it was, I was paying Quad Studio. That was expensive.
Yeah.
I was doing that because I needed the look, and I just needed the quality. And in the meantime, I did videos. I had videos there. You know, we shot videos, we did interviews. So I utilized it. And then now it's added up. It's just like in a Rolodex that comes up now. You're like, damn, you did this, you did that, you did this. Like, yeah, check it out. Got history.
Yeah.
I've been going there since the beginning of time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So
No doubt. Who's the one artist or producer that's pushed you to step your pen game up when you're in the studio?
I would say Paulie. I would say Paulie Cicero and Fredro.
Okay.
Because Fredro is different. I'll start with Paulie. Paulie, he's more like, it's his beats. Paulie's beats is just when you hear it, you get mesmerized. You're gonna hear Paulie. Paulie did Ain't a Thing, and he did what else? He did If You a Rider, You Gonna Pop for Your Man. He did that, but he got a lot of other joints, bro. Like the music that I'm coming out with is amazing. Like Paulie, man, hands down. That's, you know, Fredro always say Paulie is the man. Like you know, other producers say that Paulie's the man, like he's dopest. Infamous Amadeus say Paulie's the man. Like Paulie is dope.
Right.
Gotham City, stay tuned. Paulie is the motherfucking man.
Okay.
And Fredro, you know, when I'm in the studio with him, his energy is like, you know, his energy is just sparks ideas.
Okay.
We in that studio, he's like, nah, do it like this, because he's big into not spitting shit that you already had. Okay. He's like, if you come in there with book of rhymes and all that, she's like, nah, start from scratch. Let's do it here. Let's get the chemistry. Let's get the energy. And I adapted that for my own guys. Okay. You know, when I'm in the studio with 100 Mad, that's what Fredro does. He's like, yo, we're gonna create here. You know, let's because now it sounds like it's placed on there, while everybody else is sound like it was made here. So it was like, yo, start from scratch, write it. And that's the energy he brings. And I've adapted that. So now when I hear Paulie shit, I go in the studio, or when he sends me something that's super fire, I just go in the studio and I say whatever's there. I don't write no more. Okay. Because the reason why I do that, I go right in the booth for that, is because I forget fast. Okay. I forget. So it's like whatever bars I have in my head, those shits is fire. So it just got to come out. Right. Sometimes when I go in a booth, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm gonna say, okay? I don't know. I go in there, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I just blurt it out, whatever. And it just like, okay, it sounds good for the first few bars, leave it. Play it. And I just build off of that. Right. Sometimes, you know, it's been times, you know, plenty of times I'd write because I'm gonna forget it. Or now I started doing this. Look. See, all the recording says all recording. Yeah. Recording. That's all my vocals with the beat in the background. Yeah. It's all my recording with the beat in the background. So I had the beat playing. I'll be in the car. I'll be in the car to beat. Oh, this beat is fire. So I capture my initial energy. Right. Initial. Yeah. Initial energy. So I capture that energy. Yeah. Boom, whatever it is. I'm saying some bars and then I fuck up and then it'll just be mumbling and shit. Right. As mumbling and shit, I'm capturing that energy. Yeah. And then I put the words behind that energy when I go to the booth. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because then I'll forget about it. I'll forget it because then I go to the next beat. I'll go to the next conversation. I'll go to the next fucking blunt. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I create that energy and it's like it's captured right there on the phone. Or I don't even write. So it's like, because when I write it, I can't catch that same. You can't capture that same energy. That first time energy is the best energy. Yeah. Absolutely. And then it happens so fast that if I'm like, oh, I caught it. And I'm like this trying to record myself and I can't the mic shit. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna forget it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna forget it. Yeah, and I'll be forgetting. Yeah, I swear to God. And I catch it. I'll be like, I'm like, and I'll be forgetting. I'll be like, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, you know the chances of you getting it back ain't gonna happen. You gotta catch it that first fucking time.
I gotta catch it that first time, and I'm hearing, I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, and it's snapped. I'll be driving, I'm swerving, I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm telling you, a lot of my shit is driving. My shit is driving.
That's crazy, yo.
Man,
how did the relationship with Onyx, you know, and Frejo come about?
It came about my man Johnny Vogel, man. Shout out to Vogel, Long Island's finest. It was he just invited me to a show they had in New York. I don't know if it was Webster Hall or one of them halls. And we went backstage and shit. He just introduced me to him, and you know, then I started fucking with Sticky. Sticky started, you know, he used to hit my line, yo, Bats, what up? I'm in town, da-da-da. And then I went out to LA and I did their show. They got a Rappers and Ballers podcast. Fredro and Johnny Vogel.
Okay.
Did their show, and ever since I did their show, you can check out the interview with them too. I got an interview with Rappers and Ballers. For Ricky B.A.T.S, Rappers and Ballers. It's you know, and then ever since then I started fucking with Fredro, man. He you know, we connected when he came to New York. The following, you know, after that time, I was in LA and I went to New York. He came to New York, and then we went in the studio. We did every day. That's when Hard Luck was in there, you know, when My Song came in there, and we did those records and ever since then we just been knocking out records, man.
He did Licking Off for Hip Hop too with Hard Luck too, right? That shit was fucking hard, bro.
He did Licking Off for Hip Hop. He sent me that shit. I did that right away. It was a different type of hook. It was a different hook. He had the shit saying, talk your shit, nigga.
Right.
Talk your shit. But you can hear it in the if you listen to Licking Off for Hip Hop, you can hear talk your shit in the background of Licking Off for Hip Hop, talk your shit, nigga. I'm the one that mixed that too.
Okay.
Answer that, yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear that. I left it in there.
That's a hard ass.
Talk your shit, nigga. Talk your shit.
That shit slaps, bro.
Yeah, good looking, man. Now the video was dope. The video, you know, I was like, yo, fuck it, we shooting this shit right on the block.
Right.
I had them on the block. Like I had the legends on the block. I had Amadeus, MOP's producer, Amadeus on the block. I had legends there, man. We was all on the block, man.
That's what's up.
You know, like, you know, respect, man. That's what respect does, man. Respect get legends out, man. When they respect you for respecting them, you respecting the craft, and you just being true to yourself, man. It's just like you build these relationships where it's like, you know, it's more of a mutual understanding and bond, and you know what I mean. And it's like a mutual love, man, like a homie love. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know, it's like you want to see a motherfucker win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the energy around, you know, my guys, man. And I try to like to give for my guys, you know, the energy where you want to win, and the energy that you can feel like you can do it, to inspire.
Right.
If I don't inspire you, then you either you emotionless, you don't have no drive, or you're a hater, or you know what I mean? You just don't care about nothing.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you know, the shit that I've been through to what I'm doing and what I have done should be an inspiration to people, because it still inspires me. Because I know if I could do that, if I'm keep doing that, I could keep doing this, bro. Like it could keep turning. You know what I mean? It's just staying focused, man.
Yeah, no doubt. That kind of like answered like my next question, but it was like what do you feel your responsibility is to yourself and to hip hop culture? And I guess that's to inspire, you know what I mean? And to stay true to yourself.
Yeah, stay true to yourself, because hip hop is built off truth. Truth, the truth of the moment. The truth of, because remember, battle rap is the truth of the moment.
Right.
Battle rap was hip hop. That's what started hip hop before it started becoming songs.
Right.
It was battle rap. So the truth of the moment. Hip hop is the truth of the moment, is the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's your truth. So that's what makes it unique, because everyone has a different truth. So with hip hop, it's your truth.
Yeah.
It's different than his. So when you trying to sound like me or I'm trying to sound like him, it's not the truth.
Nah. Yep.
So
yeah. What has been your most memorable moment since you've become an artist, a working artist?
Memorable moment, man. I think with DMX, I think, man, I got a few. I was under the roof. I was under one roof with Wu-Tang, DMX, Ice-T, fucking man, it's some Mob Deep. I remember this was NJ Pack Theater, I think, the NJ Pack Theater. It was Prodigy's anniversary or something. Like he died, he passed away, and I was on stage with the whole infamous Mob Deep. I was like, I grew up listening to this shit. To Mob Deep and all of them. I'm right here with Nitty and Ty and all of them, and like, and they like, hey, everybody, if you're not Mob Deep, get off stage. And I'm just standing there like this, like like, I swear to God, I was in the front line. They didn't even know who the fuck I was. They probably don't even know who I am right now. But, you know what I mean? But I'm sitting there, I'm like in the front Impact. You see Havoc and what's his name, Ty Nitty.
Right.
Havoc is performing. I think Ty Nitty was doing Prodigy's verse, and they, you know, and I'm sitting there like this with my phone. And I'm like, you know, before that, I would tell everybody, get off. Man, I was like,
like, I'm gonna ride this wave until they tell me.
Ice-T bumped into my shoulder when DMX came on, right? We in the green room. Ghostface is on. Ghostface come out. So we see Ghostface, he give you that. I got a dap from Ghostface. You know what I mean? Like, that was my first time ever. I was like, yo, woo, all that shit up right here. Right, we over in the NJ Pack in Jersey. And everybody, the security was like, yo, everybody to the side, the dog is coming, right? All the security in the hallway, me, my son, everybody's to the side like this, the dog, he's going on stage, DMX, he's barking as he's going through stage. Right. So he goes through, so everybody goes, and as I was going behind, they wouldn't let us in to go on stage behind. He didn't want nobody on stage.
Okay.
First of all, we wasn't even on the stage. They wasn't letting nobody on the stage, right? Just DMX peoples. So somehow my son and everybody got back there, but I'm like stuck in the green room looking at the TV like where like other people that couldn't get back there, other rappers and shit.
Right.
So this Ice-T was like, oh shit, the dog is up there. So he runs out, like I'm coming in the entrance and he got his peoples following him. So he kind of like bumped me, but like trying to get by.
Right.
So I went in with them guys, right? I went with them guys and shit, right? I'm like a goose.
I'm with these niggas, right?
I'm like these niggas like this, right? So as I go through the door, like the threshold to go through the next phase, Ice-T already went.
Right.
He went. So he's like, nah, the security nigga shut me down again.
Oh, damn.
Shut me down again. So now I go into the green room, but the green room is probably like 10 feet away from where the stage is, where you need to go out. So we watching the TV like this. Security nigga tapped me on the shoulder and was like, yo, nigga, why you ain't tell me you was with Ice-T, man? He said, why you tell me for Ice? I was like, yeah. And then he was like, yo, he took me, and we went back, and I was in backstage and shit. DMX was performing. I got the video. I got the tape and all that DMX performing.
Yeah.
It went nuts. I'm standing behind the DJ booth now. I couldn't even get in. Now I'm behind the DJ booth on the stage.
Right.
With what's his name from Planet Rock? Big, what's his name?
Africa Planet Rock, Bambaataa?
Africa Bambaataa. It was Planet Rock. Shortstop, Mr. Biggs.
Oh, Mr. Biggs. Okay.
Mr. Biggs. I'm standing there with Mr. Biggs, like here. I'm like, oh shit. I said, oh, Mr. Biggs, what's up? Like, I'm like, yeah, I got the phone. We got like it. That was the most memorable. I think that was the most memorable that time.
That's crazy.
The most memorable.
I love the energy, bro. I love the energy because you still a fan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're still a fan of this shit, man, and that means a lot, bro. You know what I mean?
That shit was crazy. Yeah, man. That shit was so crazy, man. Like Like, and I'm like this, man, and I'm like I got, Ghostface. He was like, rest in peace to Prodigy, and yeah, it was just, it was like, damn, man, like everybody's there. You had Little Kim, you had Ann, but he's not like an arena, like a big, we outdoors and everybody's separate places and shit like that. We in a theater behind stage in
right.
hallways, like little hallways. So I'm walking down a hallway trying to find a dressing room because I went with my son, and Havoc opened the door right in front of my face. So, oh shit! Like we just walking down the hallway, and I just look. I'm looking for the room, and I don't know where Havoc opens the door.
Right.
Oh shit! What up? And it was just everybody was everywhere, man. That shit was dope.
That's crazy.
That was my most memorable.
That's definitely
my most memorable hip hop night, yo. And it was all there, bro. Like that shit was dope. Not even going front.
That's what's up. What does hip hop mean to you, man?
It's an expression. Hip hop means to me is expression. Is how you live. I mean, expression of how you live, like, or how you are, because you express yourself on tracks. Hip hop, rap is rap, but hip hop is a culture.
Yeah, so
lifestyle. So you express yourself through your lifestyle. So, you know what I mean, and I think I'm a fanatic of this. I'm like a fanatic of hip hop, a fanatic of my music. Wifey tells me that all the time. She says, that's all you think about is music. I lost friendships. I don't fuck with my cousins and all that shit because he said all I talk about is music. You know what I mean? Like niggas like, but
that's your passion though, bro.
Sometimes it's my passion. That's what I'm saying. You don't have the same passion as me.
Yeah.
Then okay, then keep me where I need to be then. But don't come to me when I'm over here doing this because you saying I did music all the time.
Exactly. Don't jump on the bandwagon later. Yeah.
So I stay focused, man, and I continue to do what I do, man, and fuck all the negative energy. And I just that's it, man. Like the only one that could hurt me is me, man. By paying attention to everything else that's not gonna help me succeed or win.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's it, man. Y'all just gonna keep hearing good music. Y'all gonna see the elevation for the people that's just gonna be tapping in and tuning in with me now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look back, y'all gonna see a lot of work that I did. But now, if you stay focused and you stay, following me from now on, you're gonna see the growth. You're gonna even see more growth. You're gonna see more. I might even sign one of y'all.
It's a fact. Definitely. And that's the joy. That's the joy about watching you, like, because I know that there's so many new people that's gonna tap into you, and then when they go to research you, they're gonna find a whole lot of shit, and they're gonna be like, oh, so they get to go down this little rabbit hole, and they like, yo, this nigga done a lot of work. You done a lot of shit. So they get to watch that growth, man. And I love that, man. I'm excited for the fact that you have all this footage and that at some point a documentary is gonna come. I'm just excited for the things that you got in the pipeline, man. And what else? Anything that we haven't talked about? What else is next for Ricky Bats?
Man. I mean, I'm just building a label, man. I think doing a Gotham City album and then start working on the single projects of the artists. Shout out to Drew Wolf. Shout out to J Latif. Shout out to Smiley the Ghetto Child. Shout out to Pop Burner. Shout out to Real Life. The CeeLo BGR. Just working, man. And all my guys right there that I mentioned are working, and they hungry, and they just knocking this work out, man. We getting this work done. We dropping the projects, and whoever don't like it, as far as like the music that we making, there's always a fan that likes it. You know what I mean? We just speak of the moment when we in the studio. And I got a thing for beats, and I'm producing the whole thing. I'm organized, not as far as producing, meaning, nah, y'all think you should be first verse or you should be second verse. Your voice don't sound good there. That verse is not good. Go to the end with it. Or hold on, you should say the hook better. I think your voice will sound better with the hook.
Right.
Okay, no, you know what? I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we just forming songs together, like a brotherhood. You know what I mean? And that's what I like. You know what I mean? We there's no egos. There's no. We lock in the studio from Friday to Sunday. Lock in 40 was that the 48 hours.
8 hours, yeah.
We lock in the studio and we get it done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Already got the album done, got the first probably like 12 tracks, 2 skits, or interlude and a skit. Or I might change, I don't know, because there's too much heat. So I got like 3 albums together.
Okay.
So, you know, and then we got the tour coming up, 46 cities with Onyx coming up. You know what I mean? But I don't know when this is coming out, but we got the tour March, April. Shout out to Rob, Boston Rob, and Perry. You know, Perry be holding it down. Boston Rob be holding it down for the guys. 100 Mad, you know what I mean? I'm affiliated with 100 Mad as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I got Gotham City, but I'm affiliated. Ricky B.A.T.S itself is affiliated with 100 Mad. You know what I mean? And, you know, just like I'm affiliated with other squads. But, you know, 100 Mad is basically, you know, we got good chemistry there.
Right.
So, because of the big bros, man. Shout out to the Sticky and Dro, man.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't see a lot of the shit I saw. You know what I mean? Overseas, the tour life, that shit is different overseas, man. These fucking guys, they selling out fucking arenas over the seas, bro. They selling out fucking big concert halls overseas. These guys, they still amazing over there, man. Overseas, it's amazing to see how
the stage show is still impeccable.
Yeah, the stage show was amazing, man. We up there. Yo, I seen we was in Brazil. And we performed. It's the first fucking song, bro. The first fucking song. They put throw your guns in the air, right? They throw your guns. As soon as I wanna get live, like this nigga Fred Rose slips because somebody threw a Brazilian flag on stage. And the nigga slipped and did a split and fucked his leg up.
Oh man.
Yo, bro. I don't even know how the nigga stood and did the rest of the tour, bro. Wow. This nigga stood up and he was hopping all night. He was like adrenaline. He was hopping all night, but at the end, then you had him in a wheelchair. The rest of the days, you had him in a wheelchair. And for me to then in Chile, he was like, "Yo, Bats, I need you." He's like, "I need you. My leg fucked up." Right? He told me that. I said, "I got you." He need me because the energy I possess is the same energy they possess.
Right.
So he's like, "Yo, I need you." So I go out there. If you go look up. If you look up Ricky B.A.T.S in Chile or Onyx in Chile, you'll see us wilding out there. Even Ricky B.A.T.S in South America, Onyx South America, 1993. I mean, it's a 1993 World Tour.
Right.
Motherfuckers, man, he bad, man.
It's crazy.
It's bad, man. And it was bad, man. I had the body cam on. POB.
Yeah.
I mean, all motherfuckers off stage and shit, man. Like, you know, but
I know.
Like, hold on. Sticky was like, "Want me to cut you off?" Sticky was like, right? He was because there was a couple niggas keep coming on stage, and I threw one motherfucker off. I threw him so far, bro. That motherfucker just flew like in the middle of the. He flew like in the middle of the. It was far. He flew. He disappeared. You ain't see him no more, right? Sticky was like, "Yo, y'all can look that up too. Y'all can look that up. It's point of view. Ricky B.A.T.S tosses fans off stage.
Okay.
You can see it too. It's up. I just posted this shit. The motherfucker flew. He just disappeared. And then Sticky was like, "Yo, they got 7 seconds." The niggas didn't even have no 7 seconds with me. It was like a half a second. As soon as they was even thinking about getting on stage, the motherfuckers was flying off.
That was it.
Over with. Over with.
I know
Not
off camera we talked and you said, you know, I asked you before and I said, did you ever think that it would turn out like this? You know, and you said no, but now that it is turning out like this, what do you love about it the most?
What do I love the most? I think just seeing it grow.
Mhm.
I think I love the most about seeing it grow. That makes me, it's like working out. When you work out and you see your muscles grow,
Mhm.
makes you want to work out more because you know you're doing something right.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with building this brand, Gotham City. Oh shit, my phone's about, I got 7%.
That's the last question, so we good.
Shit, look at that. Yeah. Yeah, I think the growth.
Right.
The growth, because it's not like I'm doing it in vain.
Mm.
I'm saying it's like I didn't get that big bag that I think that I deserve.
Mm.
But maybe I don't deserve it yet because I didn't work hard enough for it.
Mm.
I'm saying, like, when I mean a big bag, I mean it like, you know, the millions, the big millions, you know what I'm saying? But I think maybe that shit comes with something else. You know what I mean? Maybe I don't want, you know,
Okay.
and I think I'll get to a level where, you know, where I feel like I'm comfortable because, you know, my comfortable could be different than yours.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, what success to me is different than others.
Right, right.
And I think I'm successful as it is, but I'm talking about as far as like as much work as I put in. I put a lot more money in than I got back.
Okay.
You know what I mean? For a lot of artists to know that out there, that, you know, you got to put money in to build your brand and build who you are. You have to build yourself to a different caliber that other artists is not at. You know what I mean? Because being consistent is a talent.
Mm-hmm.
Being consistent is a form of infinite.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a form because you have to consistently be the same way for a long time.
Right, right.
That's how it grows. That's how you succeed. That's how you know what I mean? It's just being consistent, man. I think that's where I come into play with being consistent with everything. Music, the sound I make, the music I make, you know, certain plays that I make, and the people I fuck with.
Yeah.
But
And you betting
yeah,
on yourself. That's the most
I bet
important
on
thing.
myself, man. I bet on myself.
No doubt, no doubt. Yo, Bats, man, thank you so much, bro. It's been a pleasure catching up with you, man. You know, I'm always gonna be tapped into what you're doing. You already know that. You know what I'm saying?
Salute, man.
That goes without saying, bro. Absolutely, man.
Since
Man.
day one, man, it's been real, man. Since day one, it's been real.
Yeah,
Me,
that's
you know,
a fact. Definitely. I'm gonna
word.
chop this interview up though. This is gonna be probably like 10, 15 parts, little segments.
Yeah.
And then of course I'm gonna post the whole thing too, but
Yeah.
you'll see it, man. But I thank you, man, for taking
man.
the time out, you know what I'm saying, and gracing the essence with your presence, bro, and your spirit, you know what I'm saying, your work ethic, everything, man, is A+, bro.
Thank
Absolutely.
you, man. Thank you. I appreciate the time, man. I appreciate you, you know, want to sit down with me too, man. So,
No doubt.
you know what I mean? Anything, you know, the vibes, man. You know, you got the math, man. Appreciate you.
No doubt, Bats. All right, man.
One.
All right, one.